Parcel. I'm going to be covering this as a tutorial because this is one of my most favorite dApps on Solana. This is where you can leverage essentially buying the price of real estate or shorting it. So longing and shorting. And they currently have a point system live, which means the airdrop potential for a token is very, very, very high. Maybe it's coming March, April. I'm not really sure. I've got no alpha here, but I would definitely suggest getting involved. So here we are at Twitter. This is Parcel at Parcl. I feel that this dApp will do very, very well. And as it does better and better and better, what we're of course going to see are scammers and people trying to take control of your crypto. So just be very vigilant. This is their actual official Twitter here. So you can now track points you earn from the referral program and other things. Now I like the dApp regardless, but of course points means we're going to have an airdrop. Normally. Now, point system didn't go live too long ago, December 15. And although some people are being rewarded if you're in V2, then that's cool. Or if you're in V3 early on, then you also get a small reward as well. And I do have a full thread on Parcel V3, and I will link this below. Now, one thing that I will often go on about is the 18.6 year property cycle, and I actually have not a crazy amount of knowledge about it, but it's something that I'm familiar with and I keep on learning more and more. To find out more about this, follow Philip J. Anderson and his work. This is essentially a belief that property goes up and down on a particular cycle, and the last 2 years before the top are euphoric. It's the winner's curse, and we are in this stage. So this is a very good time to understand property. Then after that, it's massively down. And for context, like 2008, that was the down period. And then the last 2 years before that, that was a crazy euphoric stage. And a lot of people won't really remember these things, which is why we need historical information. And Philip J. Anderson has covered that extensively. But one person that you definitely want to follow is Jason Pizzino. So to follow Jason Pizzino, just be very, very vigilant, because this guy has a whole lot of scammers. This is the real deal, and then everyone else is not. So he's got plenty of stuff on YouTube on this. If you like real estate, check it out. So this is a Parcel dApp here. I've already covered it in little bits, but we're going to cover it a little bit more now. Just the basics, launch app, and from here, we'll of course connect a wallet. As I've mentioned many times, have different wallets for different things. So as an example, a staking one, stake with validator.com. I'm the GM of validator.com. Have your DeFi wallet, your tutorial wallet. Well, this is my tutorial wallet. NFTs, degen, as an example. This wallet I'm setting up directly as Parcel. So of course, I'm going to label it Parcel. And I think what's going to be quite fitting is of course just like a house. All right, so we've got a house. It's pretty obvious. This is Parcel. From here, let's go and connect our wallet. If you're using Ledger at the moment, on this particular day, there's a fix coming so that you can use Ledger. And of course, if you are using Ledger, remember to have multiple accounts, multiple addresses, and just set up one directly for Parcel or directly for DeFi. From here, we are now into the platform. We've connected. I've already covered quite a few of these things, so I'm not going to cover too much. But if we click on active markets, this is where we can short or long. Now, there are not many active markets at the moment. There'll be more markets coming, of course, more cities coming. When? Soon. TM. Okay, so non-trading markets, we'll ignore these for now, of course, but these are our active markets. Before we go any further, though, what I would encourage you to do is go get into contests, join the contest. It's probably not going to be a high chance that you're actually going to win this because people are starting to do very, very well. But if you know real estate, or if you start to get really involved in real estate, then this could definitely be you winning here, which would be great. So join contest, we're in, we're good. And then also go to referrals. And in the future, you can create a referral code, give it to a friend. But for now, use mine. Put in a decent amount of effort into these videos. And I always forget to actually tell people to use my referral link. So add me in there, sebmonty, easy peasy. We're good to go. And then we're all kind of sorted here, other than providing liquidity. So the actual breakdown for the point system, we can find in Discord. There's a wealth of information in Discord, but we can essentially see there are different ways to get a boost. So if we're trading with leverage, we're going to get 1 USDC, and 5x leverage, we'll get 5 points in 24 hours. So as an example, if we had 100 USDC worth of trades at 5x leverage, we're going to get 500 points in that 24-hour period. And for liquidity providing, if you give $1, you'll earn 3 points per 24 hours. There's other stuff here that relates to the NFT, which I'll cover a little bit later on, but that's essentially the gist of it. Why do LPs get 3 points per dollar deposited, while traders only get 1 point per dollar? An average trader on the platform uses 3x leverage. The weighted distribution helps create parity. Long story short, you want more liquidity. That brings in more traders. That's why it's like this. So I want to deposit a little bit of liquidity just in here, and all this is going to be used for, I don't have the ability to like lock it in a pair, like one city in one city. It's just liquidity. It goes in here, and we do not know the APY at the moment. I would say it's not going to be too high at the moment, so just keep that in mind. In terms of yield, you could probably get somewhere a little bit higher, and it does have a 30-day minimum lock. But I do want some points, and I do want this platform to take off, so I have to go ahead and actually add USD coin. Parcel, these guys are VC backed, and they are quite diligent people. There's always, of course, smart contract risk. You can see my video on that if you like, but I do trust the platform. It's in V3 at the moment. Of course, it's had an alpha round, beta, V1, V2, and now it's in V3. So they're doing very, very well. I'm not going to be covering long open interest or short open interest. I've already covered it before, and there will be better videos from other content creators on exactly what open interest is, and you can go and have a look at those so you really understand that. It all relates to perps. It all relates to basically just trading the price. So we'll come up here and we'll go and create an account, and we'll just name this our long account. Agree, I understand, and we'll create this account here. This is created on chain with a little bit of Sol. We'll confirm this so that we can then go and deposit some USDC. We're going to fund it. I'm just going to fund it with like $100. Deposit and confirm deposit. And confirm. Deposit is now complete and we're good to go. And I'm going to add another wallet here as well. I'm going to be calling this long term. So we could have like a short term, a long term. This could be a long term bullish, maybe. We'll create this wallet. And we could also have like a long term bearish. We can do what we want. And the reason for this is you want to kind of separate your short term trades from your long term trades. And that way you've got a bit of a hedge. So you want to outperform the market, of course. And that's just something you have to keep in mind. We'll confirm the deposit here. And we will confirm. Now, if you have been using this when I was mentioning it before, such as with V2, what you'll need to do is when you go in, there'll be a prompt for you to close the position, and then that money will go back into your wallet. It takes 24 hours, and then you can open a position on V3, and then it'll take a little bit longer, and as soon as you've activated the rewards, you'll actually start to get those points. I have been seeing this a little bit, so I do hope they get some priority fees. However, this looks like it's gone through anyway. It's not in my wallet. Let's have a double check. Yeah, so there just seems to be an error. Also, I've already mentioned to the team that the account's details are not coming with the name that I've actually named it. So that's just something to keep in mind. But they're working on that. They're aware that there is that bug. There's a lot of things going on with this DApp. So of course, there's going to be some feedback that you're going to actually need. So at the moment, I've got no points. Points does take a little bit of time to actually kind of start. You can see some people have some massive points. Someone like this probably comes from V2 from using it in the past. So now let's go ahead and let's browse. And I'm going to have a look at the active markets. And maybe, just maybe, and of course nothing's financial advice, you need to choose what you want to do. But maybe we want to long. We want to long this on maybe the short term. Maybe we can rename that wallet to be like short term. And we might think, okay, well, short term, I think it's bullish, so I want to go with, say, a 3x. Now, if you go more at, say, 5x, you do get the most number of points, but this has a huge amount of risk, right? So just keep that in mind. all of a sudden your liquidation price, if it falls to 515, you get liquidated. You also have to have a certain amount of maintenance margin. So you don't want to be too risky unless you know what you're doing here. But even like a 1x, which is not going to give you crazy gains, of course, but a 2x or a 3x has a lot safer liquidation price. So short term, maybe I'm bullish. As an example, maybe you're going to summer in a particular region of the world, or maybe you're going into winter. So as an example, right now, maybe it's starting to get really, really cold in the northern part of the US, which means people will tend to go where it's warmer, and that could push sales. You have to understand the markets, of course. Other times there may be, a little bit of difficulty in one part of the world or one part of a country, and people tend to leave somewhere else. Or there may be like a growing drug epidemic or homelessness in, say, San Francisco. People start to leave that. So these are all things that go into that actual stuff. What you're actually working on is the fact that you're actually longing or shorting the median price of real estate in that particular city, Miami Beach. Anyway, so we're going to put a 3x long on here. This is the amount that we're going to put in. We'll preview this. We've got some trading fees, of course, and we'll see we are getting 300 points per day. We'll open the long position. And of course, you want to make sure that you're staying on top of your trades. You're not degenning with anything crazy or anything like that. Your goal is, of course, to make money in the markets. It's not just to earn some points on Parcel. It says the transaction confirmation has timed out, but I have a feeling that that could just be a bit of an error. We'll do a little refresh and we'll see. If we click on our account number 1, we can see this position is open. So we're all good. Now we could go and open other positions, of course, but we can also hedge. So we are long-term bullish. Great. If we want to click on this, we could go ahead and we could adjust this position. If we want to, we can go and reduce it. I'm just going to close it now and close the long position and confirm. So I'm going to close this position. Okay, so I have closed the position. It didn't update live, but now we are good. So the reason I close that is just to show you that you can close it quite quickly. But if we go back to browse, and I'm going to go back to the active market of Miami Beach, I might be short-term bearish. So 3x, short-term bearish, preview, open the short position, exactly the same as opening a long. Just be aware of leverage, be aware of having your margin requirements set because you don't want to be liquidated. If the price goes to $700, I get liquidated. So don't want that to happen. Once again, we get this error here, but I'm pretty sure we will be good. If we come in here, give it a refresh, we should see it here. There's a lot more users using this platform now, which is very, very exciting, but it also means some trades may not go through. Okay, looks like something's gone. So we've got this short position. However, that may just be maybe what I'm thinking over the next month or 3 months, something like that. Whereas if I go back to browse and the active markets, you can choose whatever market, of course, you want. So we can see we've got this position here, but you may want to actually create a new position. So this is going to be account number 2. You can create a different account here if you want to, create another account here, but ideally we'll have names on this soon as the dev team fixes it. But we've got this account number 2. We'll select that. And now I want to long this, but it's far more at a longer term kind of idea. Like maybe I want this to go for a year or 2 years or something. It doesn't really matter here, but now I've got a long position on. So I'm going to open this position. Of course, just keep in mind the actual liquidation price. You can put this into a spreadsheet or your own kind of note system, or you can just check in on the DApp, but I would definitely recommend just being aware of that sort of stuff. Let's try it again. Open long position. And actually before we do, because sometimes things are not working perfectly at the moment, maybe it has already opened. We can't see anything here though. Give it one more refresh and we'll go. Now, one thing is, if you watch some of my previous videos, you would obviously understand that there's a lot more liquidity in the markets now. There's a lot more bullishness in Solana. There's a lot more bullishness in crypto, and there's a lot more people that are using this DApp. So therefore, That's kind of why, we're seeing some errors. Preview this here, open long position, see how we go, and confirm. And then this long position, of course, this is going to be earning less points per day simply because it's a smaller bet. But if we come back and have a look at our positions now, we can see we've got this short-term short, and then we've got this long-term long. So in some ways, we're kind of hedging against ourselves, of course. And of course, you can do whatever you want. You can do it with multiple cities, but definitely splitting up a short-term and a long-term idea would be quite good. And you can have multiple accounts, as mentioned. So this is a little bit of a summary of Parcel. So best of luck in the contest. Hopefully you get up here, but just be aware that trading does carry risks. Now, if you do want to get more points, you can go and get a Homeowners Association NFT. These are the Homeowners Association NFTs. It's just Parcel. Just type in Parcel into Magic Eden or Tensor or wherever you want to go. And the price has skyrocketed, to be honest. So there's just so many reasons why that's happened, of course. But essentially we've gone from, one sol all the way up to like 20 sol, and then we've come back down to 12 sol. So this does give you a boost, and if you have multiple NFTs, it gives you more of a boost. I've got one NFT, I'm not going to sell it, I'm just getting that little bit of a boost. And this also gives you access to different areas in Discord as well. I'll end here with a couple of things. Just remember, this dApp is doing very well, and as it's going to be doing very well, your points balance may not be live. It may take a little bit of time to actually go through. There will be little bugs that come through in terms of UI bugs, like we can't actually name an account. You can always raise that ticket in Discord. And of course, as a lot of people come into Solana and crypto in general, just be vigilant of scammers. Stay safe out there. Remember to stake your soul with Validator.com. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, and we'll catch you in the next video.